getting good at what they were doing until week 6 with Emmett Johnson last year, that left me having the answers that I needed to why the offense looked so sporadic at times, but it didn't leave me feeling better about it. And and this is my opinion, maybe not Matt Rule's, maybe not Dana Holgerson's, but it kind of felt like Dana Holgerson got this job based on Dana Holgerson's system. And if that's not the case, it kind of makes me question the hire a little bit.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm of two minds about this because I really do appreciate a coach who is not rigid and is willing to adapt what their side, it's whether offense or defense, it doesn't matter. We're willing to adapt to the personnel that is available to them, right? Like you're not going to ask Dylan Raiola to run 14 zone reads a game,
Sure.
even if that's where your bread has been buttered in the past, right? You're probably not going to ask, TJ Latif to stand like a statue on 7-step drops from under center. Like,
Right.
so I do appreciate that aspect of Dana Holgerson to some degree. Now, I do think, though, you have to have a foundation. You have to have something that is fundamental about your style that, regardless of personnel or situation, is consistent. And that's the identity piece, right? And that's the thing that we've been clamoring for so long for Nebraska on either side of the ball is just have an identity, man. Like believe in something and do that thing. Whatever that is. It doesn't matter what it is, just do it.
And that's basically what Rob Orch said is like we're going to implement this system. This is the system we're going to run and we're going to get really good at it. I feel like that's what the offense has been lacking is
For a while.
right, and this is not just a Dana Holgerson Matt Rule thing. It's they don't know what they're good at. They're not repping what they're good at, so they're not developing around what their strengths are because their strengths haven't been identified. And I want to be very clear. I'm not clamoring for Dana Holgerson to come in and throw the football 60 times a game because that's what he does. I think what I want is I'd like to see Dana Holgerson identify what he's good at calling, what he's good at teaching, and implement that to the team at hand. If that's not being done, I kind of question the process because if you're having to, specifically because the way college football is structured today, and this was a talking point a ton, where coaches just kept bringing up, well, in today's day of college football, we don't know who we're going to have on our team until they get here. We really like the spring doesn't have a transfer portal window now, and like they talked about the nuances of the calendar, the nuances of bringing guys in when they did, but they didn't really. And maybe this isn't their job, but they didn't really talk about how that's a benefit. You know what I mean? There wasn't like, well, and that's good for us because this reason. It was just, well, we're going to see when they get here. Well, then how are we identifying who we're recruiting to come in if we don't know what we're asking them to do? It just felt very much cart before the horse.
Well, this is the other side of that coin then, right? So if you have a system and you need certain players to fill certain roles to make your system work, then you have to recruit those players. And if you can't get those players on campus, if you can't get them to commit to your program, there's a reason for that. What is that reason? Is it because your system isn't very good? Is it because your system isn't developing players to move on to the next level? Is it because no one believes in your system? Like, what is the reason if you're not able to have the pieces that you need for your system, then maybe your system's wrong, right? Like it's got to be there has to be something there. It's either that you're not doing a good enough job identifying the players that you need, or you can't recruit them because everybody wants those players because you're doing the same thing as everyone else, or possibly you need to change something about the way your system works, a la the way Wisconsin won a ton of games in the early 2000s because they were like when everyone was switching to the wide open spread and wanted quicker, more agile, more receivers. They were out there just with a vacuum cleaner sucking up the big road grader offensive linemen and winning a lot of football games doing it because they were contrarian. So I'm not necessarily saying Nebraska needs to go back to like 3 yards in a cloud of dust. All I'm saying is you got to have an edge. Like, do you have to have an edge on the market somewhere? It's the same as like investing. If you don't have an edge, you're just another runner in the herd, man. Like, if there's nothing to make you stand out, then there's nothing to make you stand out. It's pretty simple when you look. Like, either you are not doing a good enough job recruiting the players you need, or your system needs players that you can never get. It's one of the two. If you have to change your system and adapt every single year to just whoever you can throw together, something's wrong.
Well, and I think, to play devil's advocate, or maybe what this coaching staff would say is, even some of the more successful teams have seen attrition, and I think that's true. But there's also the aspect of most teams that are winning or have proof in the pudding are not seeing the high levels of attrition. And in the pushback I would give to that, specifically about what's happening in Lincoln, is despite the success, you haven't seen a ton of turnover. So I don't really want to, like, I feel like you should have the ability to keep guys on campus, because even when you're not winning, you're able to do that. So are you telling me that if you felt like you were having more success, it would be more difficult to keep guys in the program? Because I don't understand that argument. You know what I mean? It just doesn't feel like that's I think that's a logical thing to say in the overall arcing of sports.
Yeah.
Or in football, but I don't think that's the case in Lincoln.
Yeah, but and again, that's why I'm of two minds about this thing. It's like, I can appreciate, on the one hand, the flexibility to understand that you may need to adapt some things to the players that you have, and not just try to, square peg round hole everything.
Yeah.
But also, man, you've got to be able to get the players you need to make it go.
Right. If you feel comfortable as a coach with running outside zone or running the way you did with Emmett Johnson, then recruit according to that. Or be able to build off that in recruiting and say, listen, this is what we could do outside of our wheelhouse. Imagine what we could do with you in this style of offense.
Yeah.
It doesn't, I hate to say this, but it doesn't feel like they have a plan. and the reason I feel that way is the comments we just talked about, but also the fact that you didn't really have the ability to add anything on top of Emmett Johnson a year ago. I mean, Matt Rule talked about the guys that we saw in the bowl game and how they flashed, and we saw some brief moments of what they could be, which is true, but we never saw that game 1 through 12.
Yeah.
And you again in this season are telling us that we should feel great, or maybe not that we should feel good, that you as a coaching staff feel really good about Mekhi Nelson and Quentin Ives and Isaiah Mosey, and we heard about Jamal Rule and Connor Booth today. But the fact that was a glaring issue for the 83,000 head coaches that sit in the stands every Saturday, but it didn't get addressed by the coaching staff, and then it continued to be a problem, makes me, after these comments are made, go, well, then what are we recruiting to? If we don't have a system in place, we're changing it every year based on the talent we're able to bring in, what's the sales pitch?
Sure. Yeah.
And is that why you can't get a transfer portal running back?
Yeah, it just, like, to see what Emmett Johnson produced, to sticking with the running back, to see what he did, and to not have any player in the country go, whoa, I could do that at Nebraska.
Right.
Not one portal running back said, that looks like the place I should go. Or maybe they didn't even ask any of them if they wanted to come. I don't know. I mean, who knows what actually happened?
Could have been a turn away situation too.
Because we also know that coaches, when, behind the scenes they don't get the player they want, they often act like they never wanted that player in the first place. You know what I mean? Like, that guy wouldn't have fit here. So who knows what the real story is with the running back situation. All I can say is this: I hope they're right. I mean, I hope they're right. That's the best you can do.
We're going to continue this conversation because we didn't get into a ton of what the assistant coach, we didn't really talk much about anything that Rob Orch had to say. We'll save the basketball stuff for later in the show. If you missed any of our opening segment, check it out on our radio replay page on 1620thezone.com. It was brought to you by Allo Fiber. I made the switch to Allo Fiber 2 years ago. You know what I haven't seen in 2 years? A buffering circle on my television. If you're sick of sharing your internet with your neighbors or when your kids turn on their iPads, you're starting to see all of your internet slow down. You don't have an all fiber network right up to your house. 1 gig of internet speed straight to your house is what Allo Fiber can provide for you tonight. Allo Fiber also provides official internet and mobile services for the Huskers. Check out allofiber.com/radio tonight. We'll be right back. What did Rob Orch say about his defense and who is he excited to coach? We'll tell you on the other side of the break. 1620 Zone.
Hey, everybody, it's John here for Jerry Ryan Clothing and Sportswear, 78th and Dodge. That's the place you go to get the best in all your great gear. Mizzen and Maine, Johnny O, personal favorite of the After Hours Lounge. We've all got our great Johnny O gear, the quarter zips, the long sleeve T-shirts, whatever it is. They've got it in Creighton. They've got it in Nebraska. They've got what you need. They've got the Roan. They've got the Brax pants. All the great stuff that is comfy and classy right there. 78th and Dodge. Get in there and check them out. May not look like it outside right now, but soon enough it's going to be wedding season, and you're going to need to look sharp at that venue. And how do you do that? You don't rent it. You buy it. You go to Jerry Ryan. You get the best fitting experience in the Midwest, and you look sharp for the big day. 78th and Dodge, Jerry Ryan Clothing and Sportswear. They've been dressed in Omaha for over 50 years.
Weather from KETV Newswatch 7 is brought to you on 1620 The Zone by Certified Transmission.
A winter storm warning tonight for the Omaha Metro. Windy and snowy. Totals ranging mostly between 4 and 6 inches across the Omaha area. Later tonight, a low around 14. Watch out for icy roads tomorrow morning, then partly cloudy and cold for Friday with a high of 28. I'm Chief Meteorologist Bill Ranby from KETV Newswatch 7.
If your brand isn't generating you business, well, it's losing. That's where Sign Ovation steps in. We help Omaha businesses win the visibility game with bold storefront signs and vehicle decals that turn your ride into a rolling billboard. Your brand should be working, even when you're not. Driving impressions, creating leads, and bringing customers through the door. Stop riding the bench. Put your brand in the game. Visit OmahaSignsAndWraps.com tonight. That's OmahaSignsAndWraps.com. Sign Ovation, where brands show up and win.
Diet Coke Cherry is making a return, and Chesterman Coca-Cola is bringing the flavor back to Omaha. Find Diet Coke Cherry 12-packs right now at Hy-Vee, stacked high on pallet displays and end caps. Just in time for the big show. That crisp Diet Coke taste with a bold cherry twist. Perfect for game night, family night, or anytime you want something refreshing without the sugar. But don't wait. This is a Hy-Vee customer favorite, so get yours today.
The real game changer in college athletics, it's coaches. And at Bellevue University, there is an experienced team of coaches who know you both as an athlete and as a person. Plus, there are student coach advisors who are there to provide individualized academic support every step of the way as you progress towards your degree. At Bellevue University, you're not just another athlete. You belong. We're for you. And for college sports, visit BUBruins.com.
Winter may slow pests down, but it's the perfect time to prepare your home for spring. Rodents, spiders, and other pests often show up indoors this time of year. A winter pest control checkup helps seal entry points now so you're not dealing with pests when warmer weather hits. At Recon Pest Services, we're proud to be a local company and supporting causes that make Omaha better. If you're looking for a pest control partner or even support for a cause, think Recon. Visit ReconPestServices.com and get your home ready for a pest-free spring.
Rail Cars Happy Hour is here. Stop by 144th and Blondo Monday through Saturday from 2:30 p.m. to 6 p.m. and Sunday from 2 to close, and enjoy $2 to $5 off appetizers, $1 off draft and bottles of beer, and delicious ciders. All signature cocktails are $10. Classic cocktails are $8, and every glass of wine is $2 off. Plus, Rail Cars' incredible brunch menu is on display 9:30 to 2 Saturday and Sunday. Rail Car Modern American Kitchen, 144th and Blondo.
When you shop local, you help strengthen our community. So if you need roof repair, gutters, siding, even windows, call local Pyramid Contractors. They're the #1 roofer in Omaha for more than a dozen years. Let Pyramid Contractors come and give you a free estimate. Give them a call at 402-502-9300. That's 402-502-9300. Or visit them online at PyramidRoof.com. Never settle for less.
Hi, I'm AJ, an AmeriCorps program leader serving with International Council for Refugees and Immigrants. AmeriCorps is about strengthening our communities. I've been impacted the most by the personal growth our members experience and how it relates to building stronger communities through service and empathy to grow something bigger and better. AmeriCorps does that for people. Visit serve.nebraska.gov.
Paid for by Serve Nebraska. Aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
DQ presents The Spicy Menu. For a limited time, try the new Flamethrower Chicken Strip Basket for $6.99 with spicy, bold strips that heat you up. Served with a side of famous DQ soft serve as a dip to cool you down. That's right, dip those spicy chicken strips right into soft serve, plus fries and toast, all for just $6.99. And add a new pineapple lemonade sparkler or cooler made with tahini. It's the limited time only Spicy Menu. Get it delivered in the DQ app. Happy, tastes good. Participation may vary.
Host is roasting every morning. Host is roasting every day.
At Host Coffee, every cup of coffee served comes with a promise. A promise of quality, innovation, and a dash of fun, ensuring your workday is as delightful as your coffee break. Call Host Coffee today.
Proudly serving Nebraska since 1972. Host Coffee is always roasting something good for you.
Now back to After Hours with Jimmy Allen on 1620 The Zone.
It's 24 on a snowy Thursday night here in Omaha, Nebraska, brought to you by Bellevue University. Download the BU Bruins app to keep up to date on all the championship action happening on Bellevue's campus, even during the snow tonight. Jake Janicek is back in studio now, replacing the legendary Nick Grimm. Jake, good evening. How are you, buddy?
Doing good. Not very fun out there, I'd have to say, with the weather tonight.
Yeah,
about an hour and 20 minutes to get here. So
full disclosure, I totally forgot Dan wasn't going to be in tonight, so I apologize for making you make this mad dash, but we appreciate you being there.
Oh, all good at all. Dan had something come up, and luckily Nick Grimm was able to help me out and handle it for a couple minutes.
That brings up an interesting point. And Dan, if you're listening, 402-951-1620, Dan actually had plans tonight, and I'm wondering if the event he was going to attend is still going on because of Snowmageddon 2026.
Yeah,
they do the show. Maybe we'll figure that out.
They canceled all the schools today.
At like 5:30, it didn't start snowing until like 4 o'clock.
Yeah, and it seems like tomorrow might be the day we actually need to cancel schools, not today.
Yeah, they're saying it could get up to 7 inches. So
we'll see.
The kids are gonna get 2 days off in a row, maybe. So
maybe.
Jake, are you gonna stay the night at Usher Media Studios? If you,
I know Nick brought it up that he's like, you can stay in the couch if you want, and I was like, I'll try not to do that, but you never know what could happen.
Do you have 4-wheel drive? You don't, right?
I do have 4-wheel drive.
Okay, well, there you go. Never mind. I'm not. I was gonna offer to come get you if you absolutely did, but never
Thank
mind.
You, I appreciate you.
You're fend for yourself now.
Yep.
We talked about a lot about what Matt Rule and Dana Holgorsen had to say in the opening segment. We didn't get to touch much on what Rob Orge had to say, and I feel like he gave us all the answers that Dana Holgorsen didn't. Mm-hmm. And I mentioned a little bit. He talked about his system and his belief and how they're going to rep things and get better at that. He talked about the guys around him with Coach Manning and their ability to rush the passer last year at San Diego State. I want to be very clear that obviously the talent level that they faced is going to be much higher in the Big Ten than it was at San Diego State. And but with that being said, I feel like they have the guys. If there's one thing I feel like they have the dudes for, it's pass rush. Williams Winery, former 5-star prospect. Cam Lenhart, former freshman All-American, like Riley Van Poppel has shown flashes, and I always felt like even before the year before he redshirted, felt like he felt really out of place in a 3-3-5. But when you throw Vincent Shavers and Willis McGahee into the equation, I just feel like the ability to get after the quarterback should be there. Now, there's going to be a learning curve to the system, but you had 23 sacks at San Diego State a year ago. Just 14 in Lincoln last year. you got to hope for a happy medium somewhere in the middle, right?
On the pass rush thing, it's so weird that like we've gone through iterations of Nebraska's defense where they have been good, like where the defense has been stout, and yet the pass rush piece has just been elusive. Like they've never been really good at getting after the quarterback, right?
They've been good at hurrying. They haven't been good at finishing.
Yeah. So it through multiple systems, multiple coordinators, multiple head coaches. It has been a long time. Like think back and when was the last time you can remember Nebraska really having
Randy Gregory?
Yeah, that's my thoughts exactly. The Randy Gregory year under Mike Riley. Like that's the last time I can remember Nebraska really being threatening as a pass rushing team.
Yeah,
very strange.
And you have to wonder how much having a 4-down line, and I don't want to make this about scheme because I do think that's truly, overblown, because last year, or 2 years ago, you had a situation obviously with Tony White and those guys that it worked. I mean, clearly they had two studs in the middle, and you were able to sprinkle those young guys around them and get after the ball. But like, you have to wonder how much putting guys like Lenhart, like Nwaneri, in situations when they're one-on-one on the outside, or trying to beat a chip situation where they may be more successful or have those one-on-one chances, as opposed to where they were having to eat up blocks a year ago.
Yeah. And it's not going to look too much different than the 3-3-5 in some cases, because I think they are going to stand up that boundary defensive end.
Yeah.
So
I agree.
It's not going to be like your traditional old 4-3 defense, you know what I mean, where you got two defensive ends and two defensive tackles and three linebackers standing behind them. Like what you ran in high school is not how this defense is going to look. It's the fit. It's the question of where does who moves position, who becomes one of those stand up outside defensive pass rushing ends. Is that the Williams Nwaneri role? Is that what they want him to do?
Yeah, because one of the biggest pieces you're going to be missing from a year ago is Dasan McCullough, because that's what they tried doing with him. They just did a really weird manner where they would like have him loop around to the other side of the defense from where he started at, and just tried all these different techniques where what worked at Oklahoma was him pinning his ears back and getting after it. Yeah. And you feel like that's what they should do with the Williams Nwaneri. It's what he's built to do. But can they make that Portman? I mean, listen, it didn't work at Missouri. I think it worked at times last year, but not at the level that you probably expected it to. And
I don't know. I think for him being like really his first year on the field in college football, I think it was fine. It was not.
Yeah, I'm not underwhelmed by any stretch of the imagination. I think you've definitely seen what he could bring to the table. I just like to see a little more consistently, and I don't even mean from like a sack standpoint. Like if he's going to beat a double team, I want to see him beat a couple double teams a game. If he's going to swim and cut and dive and rip and spin, great. But like it better be effective, because I just feel like at times last year he was just doing things to do things. You know what I mean? Like and that's not just unique to Williams Nwaneri. Sometimes defensive linemen are a little bit bigger than their britches sometimes, and when they're trying to figure out their moveset. But I really feel like it from what Rob Orge said today, and again, this is one day, one press conference, one podium medium, where he went, this is what we do. We're going to rep it. We're going to rep it till we get good at it, and we're going to be good at this set of skill sets. That's what I want. That I just want both sides of the ball. What do we do? What do we do well? How do we perfect it? And if it takes to week 6 to do that, sure, you can get me there. I can, as somebody that's been on a couple of coaching staffs before, I can relate to that. Sometimes it takes a while. If this is year 4 of a head coach, and I get it, it's year 1 of a defensive coordinator and year 2 of an offensive coordinator, it feels like week 6 is a little late in the tooth.
Yeah, well, I think the thing is just not being able to recognize.
Yeah.
From a fan perspective, when you're sitting at home on your couch and watching the game and you're seeing things that you're like, I don't know what we're doing. I don't know what this is. I've never seen this before, right?
Yeah, and back to Dana, it felt like that happened too much last year, where you would have an 8-play drive where they ran the ball 6 times, they ran a couple of bootlegs, they moved the pocket, and then the next 3 plays would be 3 dropbacks that were 15-yard passes down the field, no sense of a running game, and you'd go, what just happened?
Yeah, that repeatable, consistent identity. There's that word again, identity, of like just being able to watch it and say, I know they're going to do this, and haven't been able to find that, haven't been able to see it.
And you definitely didn't have it on defense last year. And
no way.
There was
I mean, teams couldn't throw, but
sure. Until they could, until the end of the season. See Minnesota, see Penn State. I mean, they didn't have any problem chucking the ball around the yard. But,
yeah, to a degree. The main problem last year was that everybody, including
could run.
Millard West JV team could have run the football on Nebraska last year.
JV team.
That's obviously tongue in cheek. It's not.
Yeah, but I mean, you're right though. I mean, even the Houston Christians of the world had some success running the football against Nebraska last year.
Minnesota was one of the worst teams running the ball when they played Nebraska last year and ran it through their face.
Yeah, and there's obviously something about PJ Fleck that enjoys sticking it to Nebraska.
Ooh.
That's pretty readily available every time it happens. But he does not hesitate to throw the culture aspect in there, and it has not mattered which of the last 3 head coaches he's been referring to. And you hate to hear it as a Nebraska fan, but it kind of feels like he's right. Like they understand what they do at Minnesota. They do it at a fairly high clip, and they never steer away from who they are. And win or lose, you can't say that about any one of the last Nebraska teams of the last 12 years.
Inconsistency. I mean, that's the only thing we know, is that we don't know anything about what Nebraska's going to look at. Not season to season, week to week. We sometimes have no idea.
Do we feel that way about the men's basketball team? We'll debate that on the other side of the break. If you missed our second segment of the night, check it out on our radio replay page on 1620thezone.com. It was brought to you by Marrow, the newest hidden gem out in Gretna. If you're looking to brave the storm, get out, grab great dinner, great drinks tonight. There's no better place than Marrow out off 180th and 370. You want to get out there tonight, see the new bartenders with the burlap overalls on, the great chef menu. There's a new specialty menu nightly at Marrow. Get out to Marrow tonight and try the fantastic menu. This evening, Nebraska loses, Creighton wins. What does it mean? We tell you the other side of the break. 1620 Zone.
Hey, everybody, it's John here for Bob at Williams Law. Listen, if you got legal troubles, there's no place like Bob Williams' office. You're going to get a free, no obligation legal consultation. What does that mean? No money up front, nothing to sign. Bob wants to sit down with you, wants to get to know you, make sure that the relationship is going to work for you and your specific situation, whether it's criminal, civil, or personal. Bob wants to get to know you, and he wants to make sure that you have the peace of mind when it's time for your big day in court. He comes in and explains the complex legal topics surrounding the sports world to us in terms we can understand. He can do the same for you no matter what it is that you're facing. If you got legal questions, you need Bob in your corner. Check out WilliamsLawLLC.com.
Hey Jays fans, it's hoop season and you know what that means. Jerry Ryan has the best selection in town for all things Creighton gear. Stop by Jerry Ryan at 78th and Dodge for your quarter zips in all shades of Jays blue, plus jackets, vest, winter coats, you name it. They have it. Multiple Jays options for men and women from Peter Millar, Cutter and Buck, and Johnny O. Stop by Jerry Ryan Clothing and dress like the coaches do.
At Jerry Ryan's, we bring out the best in you.
Criminal, civil, personal. If you or a loved one is facing a lawsuit, let Williams Law represent you and your family today. With more than 20 years litigation experience in Nebraska, Williams Law will defend you with the dedication you deserve. If you're facing a DUI or if your son or daughter has been accused of a crime, Williams Law is here for you. Call 402-522-6317 to get a free, no-obligation consultation and to get the representation you deserve today.
When you shop local, you help strengthen our community. So if you need roof repair, gutters, siding, even windows, call local Pyramid Contractors. They're the #1 roofer in Omaha for more than a dozen years. Let Pyramid Contractors come and give you a free estimate. Give them a call at 402-502-9300. That's 402-502-9300. Or visit them online at
PyramidRoof.com. Never settle for less.
My name's Stephen Butler, and I own Controlled Comfort. And we've been in business for 6 decades. And in those 6 decades, I like to think that everything we do is about the art of comfort. It's about the skill of our people, but it's also about the integrity, because at the end of the day, I value my employees, so they value you. And that's really all this is about. If you get cold this winter, think about us. We'll come help you out. We'll get you out of bind. It'll be fair, it'll be fast, and it'll be the right price.
Control Comfort keeps it under control.
AX Plumbing has the cold weather deals. So if your hot water isn't so hot anymore, you can't afford to pass up on these deals. Tankless water heaters are $450 off. Traditional water heaters are $200 off. And for those real hard water problems, water softeners are $300 off. Stop by AXP Service tonight and fix your water heater before it gets too cold outside. AX Plumbing. We'll leave your home or your business cleaner than we found it.
When you shop local, you help strengthen our community. So if you need roof repair, gutters, siding, even windows, call local Pyramid Contractors. They're the #1 roofer in Omaha for more than a dozen years. Let Pyramid Contractors come and give you a free estimate. Give them a call at 402-502-9300. That's 402-502-9300. Or visit them online at
PyramidRoof.com. Never settle for less.
Stop into your nearest Cubby's in Nebraska, Western Iowa, and South Dakota for top quality fuel, hot and fresh food, plus that local spirit that you'll always find at Cubby's. Whether it's a dash in for a drink and a snack, or you're swinging by one of our select locations to grab dinner from Chester's Chicken or Godfather's Pizza Express, Cubby's has you covered. And don't forget your Bear Bucks rewards card for rewards and extra savings. Cubby's, the very best in convenience.
Winter's here. Titanium HVAC makes sure your furnace is running at its best. Our experts prevent breakdowns, boost efficiency, and ensure safety. Schedule your tune-up now at titaniumomaha.com. Titanium HVAC, a Carrier dealer.
Omaha Mavericks hockey is in Tempe this weekend versus Arizona State. And you can hear all the action on News Talk 1290 Coil. It's UNO at Arizona State on your home for Mavericks hockey. News Talk 1290 Coil.
Now back to After Hours with Jimmy Allen on 1620 The Zone.
Don't wanna live as an untold story. Rather go out in a blaze of glory. I can't hear you.
40 on a Thursday night here on 1620 The Zone, brought to you by Bellevue University. If you're looking to have the ideal college experience this fall, head over to bellevue.edu, register for classes. No class on Friday. The majority of your schooling done online, and live sports right on campus. Check out bellevue.edu for more details tonight. Nebraska basketball falls in Iowa City. Creighton, just as we all anticipated, goes out to stores and knocks off UConn. We all had that on our bingo cards. Yes. Listen, I think there's something to the success that Creighton was able to find out in stores. I think the lack of ability to have a paint presence and threaten the rim has plagued this team all season. They found it, and Greg McDermott was talking with John Bishop after the game. We talked to Mitch Ballack on the Roll Jays podcast, and both brought up the fact that Nick Graves, every time he didn't touch the paint in practice, he and his teammates had to stop and do push-ups. So there's been a little bit to the season, and I don't want to make this just about Nick Graves, but obviously Greg McDermott has talked about guys not really doing what they're asking them to. And you have to wonder if maybe they found a way to motivate guys to do what is being asked of them by the coaches.
Well, I mean, you got one of Alex Caravan's worst games of his career. So
yeah, one for 6 from the field. Woof.
Look, that's to take nothing away from what Creighton did. I mean, to go into stores and get a win when it looks like your season is DOA. Like, there was no reason for them, honestly. Like, there was no real reason for Creighton to go into that game with any sort of motivation, hope, desire to win. Because, like, for all intents and purposes, the bubble had burst a while ago.
Yeah.
But all credit to that, the coaching staff and the players for getting themselves up for that game and being able to go out there and produce a tremendous upset and a good win. And look, that win now starts the hope again. It starts the train back on the tracks of like, well, if they can beat St. John's and
and there's
it's not out of the question all of a sudden.
It's out of the question. Like they still have to win the Big East tournament, in my opinion. Like, but that gives you hope that could happen, right? You obviously knock out the top two teams. I will caution everybody that is being that optimistic that you have to remember that St. John starts guarding you from the moment you get off the bus to the time you get back on it, and that is something that UConn did not do at any point in that game. They just let Creighton get downhill as much as they wanted to. Rick Pitino has this on film, and by the way, that game is going to be on a loop in that building for the next 3 days, and they might even show it at halftime on the court. But I will be very surprised. I think Creighton is going to attempt to replicate what they did in UConn, but sprinkle in a few different things. I just will be really surprised if they have the same level of success as they did in Storrs, Connecticut.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't take away from the performance, though. I mean,
no, not at all.
They really showed up on the night, and they gave it to UConn. Like, there was no doubt which team was better on that night.
Well, in to your point about Alex Karaban, like, yes, you're 100% correct in that aspect, but the part that you didn't mention is the fact that Josh Dix was guarding him the entire night.
Yeah.
And that's got a little bit to do with why he had the off night he did. And speaking of off nights, we'll flip it over to Red Nebraska for a minute. Hats off to the Iowa men's basketball team for putting on an absolute lockdown performance defensively. They just could not get anything going.
Yeah, they were really solid tacklers. They were really good at tackling that night.
I was just about to say, a lot of it had to do with the fact that they were getting any calls going against them.
The tackling was on point. I mean, you have to give them that. So.
Yeah, and I know that we're going to talk about court storming and the phone incident later in the show, and I know Fred was upset. I think he had a lot of reasons to be, because anytime Phelan Sanford planted his feet to take a shot, he was getting thrown into a bench. But I know nobody wants to hear this. This is what high level basketball late in February looks like. You've got to play physical, and you've got to dare the whistles to be blown. And there's going to be a learning curve to the winning aspect of it for this team, and you hope they figure it out by the time the month of March happens. But winning on the road in college basketball is difficult. With that being said, I know the losses have started piling up for this basketball team over the last couple months. I don't necessarily feel any worse about Nebraska than I did a month and a half ago, because even in the losses, it goes back to what we were talking about with the football team. Even in the losses, what they do well is working. And you could paint the picture of how that could have been a win or how they could have overcome. I mean, look at the comeback against Purdue. Look at the way they took Michigan down to the wire. Like, this team is going to be fine when they're on the 3 or the 2 line, because I still think even with the loss to Iowa, they win out for the rest of the season. I think they're much better than the rest of the roster. I think they're going to beat Iowa in Lincoln. That fan base is going to have a frenzy and a taste for blood by the time the Hawkeyes rolled into town. And you got to have momentum going into the Big Ten tournament.
Yeah, I just I still think that this team is poised to make a run into the tournament. They did the media exercise with the bracket seeding today, and Nebraska was on the 3 line. I don't see them really. I mean, outside of an epic collapse, I don't see them going much lower than that, just because of the
I think
quality.
They could lose 2 more and still be at the 3 line.
The quality wins that they have, and they're going to probably be in the Big Ten semifinal. They're going to be a 3. They could work themselves up to a 2. I think a 1 is probably out of the question now.
I agree.
Barring a collapse by a couple of other teams, probably 3 or 4 other teams.
I don't know. That loss to Creighton doesn't look great for UConn right now.
Yeah. So
I think Iowa State's going to lose 3 more games.
I still think this is a team that has a very good chance to win 2 games at the tournament. Like, I think they look like a second weekend team. Look, even the best teams in the country drop games that you wish they hadn't, right? Like,
yeah,
every team loses at some point for the most part. Rarely does a team go wire to wire unbeaten. There's a loss thrown in there somewhere, and there's usually a loss thrown in there somewhere that you kind of scratch your head about, and that's the Iowa one for me. And from the outside looking in, it is a head-scratching loss because Nebraska's far and away the better team, I think, on paper and on the floor. The way the game was played and the way the game was officiated played right into the hands of Iowa on that night. And that's we also know that the NCAA tournament is officiated in a much different manner than regular season Big Ten basketball is officiated. Like, you don't get to tackle people at a neutral site in March like that. We don't get to do that.
Officials aren't trying to get home before the snow hits.
Right. So, look, Nebraska plays more of a finesse game. I think that plays really well in the tournament.
You know who doesn't lose games? USA Women's Hockey. They are perfect and are bringing home a gold. We'll tell you how they did it when we come back on the other side of the break. If you missed this segment, check it out on our radio replay page on 1620thezone.com. It was brought to you by Controlled Comfort Heating and Air. I think you noticed it's got a little cold outside. Did you notice even more when you went to go click on your furnace? If your furnace didn't click on right away, it might not be the furnace at all. It could be the thermostat on the wall. If you're worried about turning on your furnace again throughout the rest of winter, head over to ControlledComfort.com. Set up a maintenance appointment with Tony and the team. They'll come up, they'll change your furnace filter, adjust the humidity in your house, and make sure that your HVAC system is ready for summer as well. Check out ControlledComfort.com for more details tonight. Jake Janicek tells us what's trending on social media when we come back on 1620 The Zone.
When everyone is leaving and you're
Hey, everybody, it's Jimmy Allen here for Recon Pest Services. Listen, look outside in your yard right now. It's not covered in bugs. It's covered in snow. It's only a matter of weeks until those pests show up. You want to defend your house before the pests show up. Head over to ReconPestServices.com tonight. Have Bo and the team come out and spray the house around the perimeter before insects start crawling inside of it. Prepare your house for the spring and summer months tonight at ReconPestServices.com.
Are you ready for the game changer of the day? Bellevue University has a new state-of-the-art 72,000 square foot field house featuring premium courts, generous fan seating, top-tier locker rooms, dedicated athletic training, and a strength and conditioning space, plus a whole lot more. It's not just a venue, it's a home court advantage. We're for you and for college sports. Visit BUBruins.com.
Ready to make a positive impact in a young boy's life? Join Big Brothers Big Sisters of the Midlands and become a mentor where you are matched up with a boy in the greater Omaha area. Over 50 boys are waiting for someone like you to guide and inspire them. Visit mentoromaha.org and sign up to make a difference in a boy's life. Don't wait. Make a lasting impact today.
Winter may slow pests down, but it's the perfect time to prepare your home for spring. Rodents, spiders, and other pests often show up indoors this time of year. A winter pest control checkup helps seal entry points now so you're not dealing with pests when warmer weather hits. At Recon Pest Services, we're proud to be a local company and supporting causes that make Omaha better. If you're looking for a pest control partner or even support for a cause, think Recon. Visit ReconPestServices.com and get your home ready for a pest-free spring.
Life is unpredictable, with seasonal storms and plumbing issues hiding around every corner. You can't predict the future. So when life happens, go with a trusted, reputable company like Paul Davis Restoration. Fire, water, mold, or storm damage can all be restored by Paul Davis Restoration. Don't live in the aftermath of tragedy. Restore your home today. Call Paul Davis Restoration at 402-553-0373 today.
Criminal, civil, personal. If you or a loved one is facing a lawsuit, let Williams Law represent you and your family today. With more than 20 years litigation experience in Nebraska, Williams Law will defend you with the dedication you deserve. If you're facing a DUI or if your son or daughter has been accused of a crime, Williams Law is here for you. Call 402-522-6317 to get a free, no obligation consultation and to get the representation you deserve today. If you're looking for an authentic Italian experience, look no further than Pasta Amore. For 4 decades, Pasta Amore has been keeping the spark alive for couples in the Omaha area with their homemade pasta, made fresh every day. Our hand-picked selection of exceptional wines will put the nightcap on your evening that you expect. Open every day at 4. Stop by Pasta Amore in Rockbrook Village and enjoy dining in a romantic dining room or relax on our shaded patio.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
Ask yourself this question. Is it really worth holding on to that timeshare that you know you need to get rid of? Here's the truth. The average maintenance fee just went up over 17%. That could have been 117%, and there's nothing you can do about it. When you buy a timeshare, you give them a blank check for annual maintenance and assessment fees. I'm Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group. For 15 years, I've helped over 50,000 families cancel their timeshare. Not sell it, not transfer it, cancel it. Did you buy a timeshare because they told you it was a great investment and your maintenance fees would never go up? That's a lie. Are you ready to get rid of your timeshare once and for all? Simply call us and I'll send you our timeshare exit kit that explains all your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley now for your timeshare exit kit. 800-718-4040. That's 800-718-4040. 800-718-4040.
At Woodhouse Lincoln, enjoy 0% APR for 48 months or 2.9% APR for 60 months on the 2026 Lincoln Nautilus. With approved credit, must finance with Lincoln Automotive Financial Services. $299 doc fee due at signing. Offer expires March 31st, 2026. See dealer for details.
You are listening to After Hours with Jimmy Allen on 1620 The Zone.
Stepped out of my zone. I had to get out alone and figure it out on my own. And I know what I really want now.
Wrapping up the first hour of the After Hours Lounge here on 1620 The Zone, brought to you by Bellevue University. If you're looking for the ideal college experience this fall, look no further than Bellevue University at bellevue.edu. Jake Janasek, the pride of all of America, is back at the 1620 The Zone studios at 50th and Capitol. Jake, how are you?
I'm doing good, Jimmy. How about you guys?
Is it 50,000 degrees in that room tonight? It usually is.
Yes, it is so warm. It is
I don't understand why. We got to get this figured out. What do we got for the social media soundbite tonight, Jake?
So we got the social media soundbite is Megan Keller scoring a goal with the gold medal on the line. Here it is.
Well, I'm hoping that sounded better over our airwaves than it did over our stream, because I just got a bunch of static there. But yes, the USA women's hockey team stays undefeated, and they bring home a gold medal after a tremendous comeback against Canada today, after beating the Canucks in impressive fashion earlier in the round robin rounds. They get taken into overtime, and that goal that Jake just played for you sends America home winners and gold medalists in women's hockey yet again.
Yeah, it took a pretty magnificent effort. I mean, down a goal in the third period, pull the goalie, and then score the game-tying goal with your own net empty. Like, super gutsy move, how early that goalie was pulled. And then to go into OT and the move from Keller, that dangle, and then the finish in the 5-hole, just filthy. I mean, what a moment, what a win, what a medal for Team USA.
And I think this is the most impressive thing about all this is they've just been rolling everybody. Their smallest margin of victory was 5 goals.
Yeah,
and to have this in the tank, to come back in crunch time and deliver when it was all on the line, to your point, without that safety net, literally and figuratively back there, to put your foot on the gas, not let up, and a team that, listen, Canada had been attacking the net all game too, and it's not like they were doing this feeling great about the way they'd played on their side of the ice. So Congratulations to the USA women's hockey on winning a national championship. They probably win that
a world championship.
A world championship. They are the world's champions. They are gold medalists. And bringing the gold medal back to America are the USA women's hockey team. If you missed the social media soundbite, check it out tonight on our radio replay page on 1620thezone.com. It was brought to you by Pixel Fire Marketing. Do you post your business's social media every day? Do you have time to? We have a solution for you if you don't. Check out pixelfiremarketing.com tonight. Dan Desai and his crew will set you down, give you the roadmap to success, and engage your ideal client online with ads that convert to sales. How do you do it? I know how they do it. They do it for me at Sinovation every single day. All you have to do is work with Dan and his team. They would be happy to convert your sales tonight. Check out pixelfiremarketing.com right now. We'll be right back. Buying or selling with Jake Janicek on 1620 The Zone.
Men who sold their lives to a dream.
Hey, everybody, it's Jimmy Allen here for AX Plumbing. Home or residential, they can do it all for you. They've done it all for me. They've come out, they put a urinal in my business. They replaced a wax ring underneath the toilet in my upstairs bathroom. They've been able to water jet my entire line in my new house that I bought to make sure we don't have any big-time plumbing problems. The good news is if you have a big-time plumbing problem but not a big-time plumbing budget, there's financing available on the website as well. Check out axpservice.com and tackle your big-time plumbing problems tonight.
If your brand isn't generating you business, well, it's losing. That's where Sign Ovation steps in. We help Omaha businesses win the visibility game with bold storefront signs and vehicle decals that turn your ride into a rolling billboard. Your brand should be working, even when you're not. Driving impressions, creating leads, and bringing customers through the door. Stop riding the bench. Put your brand in the game. Visit OmahaSignsAndWraps.com tonight. That's OmahaSignsAndWraps.com. Sign Ovation, where brands show up and win.
The real game changer in college athletics, it's coaches. And at Bellevue University, there is an experienced team of coaches who know you both as an athlete and as a person. Plus, there are student coach advisors who are there to provide individualized academic support every step of the way as you progress towards your degree. At Bellevue University, you're not just another athlete. You belong. We're for you and for college sports. Visit BUBruins.com.
Hey, Jays fans, it's hoop season, and you know what that means. Jerry Ryan has the best selection in town for all things Creighton gear. Stop by Jerry Ryan at 78th and Dodge for your quarter zips in all shades of Jays blue, plus jackets, vest, winter coats, you name it. They have it. Multiple Jays options for men and women from Peter Millar, Cutter and Buck, and Johnny O. Stop by Jerry Ryan Clothing and dress like the coaches do.
At Jerry Ryan's, we bring out the best in you.
Life is unpredictable, with seasonal storms and plumbing issues hiding around every corner. You can't predict the future. So when life happens, go with a trusted, reputable company like Paul Davis Restoration. Fire, water, mold, or storm damage can all be restored by Paul Davis Restoration. Don't live in the aftermath of tragedy. Restore your home today. Call Paul Davis Restoration at 402-553-0373 today.
Are you dreaming of your business dominating local Google searches, drawing in customers effortlessly? Look no further. I'm Courtney, the Google gal from Pixel Fire Marketing. Need assistance with your Google business profile? From verification to getting more reviews, fixing maps to tackling annoying Google calls? I've got you covered. Your profile sets you apart and ensures you're the top choice for local customers. Visit fixmygbp.com for our $297 special offer. Visit fixmygbp.com for more details.
My name's Stephen Butler, and I own Controlled Comfort. And we've been in business for 6 decades. And in those 6 decades, I like to think that everything we do is about the art of comfort. It's about the skill of our people, but it's also about the integrity, because at the end of the day, I value my employees, so they value you. And that's really all this is about. If you get cold this winter, think about us. We'll come help you out. We'll get you out of bind. It'll be fair, it'll be fast, and it'll be the right price.
Control Comfort keeps it under control.
When you shop local, you help strengthen our community. So if you need roof repair, gutters, siding, even windows, call local Pyramid Contractors. They're the #1 roofer in Omaha for more than a dozen years. Let Pyramid Contractors come and give you a free estimate. Give them a call at 402-502-9300. That's 402-502-9300. Or visit them online at
PyramidRoof.com. Never settle for less.
Running a business means wearing multiple hats. So if you're like me, you probably started out using your personal phone, taking client calls and texts nonstop. As my business grew, I needed something smarter. That's when I switched to Quo, the #1 business phone system. Quo works right on your phone or computer. No carrying 2 phones, no clunky landline, just one easy app you can try for free. Your team can share one number and handle calls and texts together like a shared inbox. Any teammate can jump into the conversation, so customers get faster responses. And Quo's AI assistant summarizes your calls and responds to customers 24/7, so you never miss a lead or opportunity. All this starts at just $15 a month. That's basically 2 coffees. You can even keep your current business phone number. Find out why 90,000 businesses trust Quo. No missed calls, no missed customers. Try Quo for free at quo.com/sports. That's quo.com/sports to try Quo free. QUO.com/SPORTS.
KOZN Bellevue, Omaha, Council Bluffs. This is 1620, The Zone. You're listening to After Hours with Jimmy Allen on 1620 The Zone.
I remember when I lost my mind.
7:03 on a Thursday night. Do you know where your kids are? I do. Mine are upstairs screaming their heads off. And
hey,
thank goodness the technology gods, you can't hear them because of this high quality microphone and this great system I have set up in my house. Jimmy Allen, Jake Janasek, John Schreiner with you here on a cold, chilly, snowy Thursday night.
Yeah,
Jake braved the elements. Oh, good.
I hope that people aren't listening to us in the car because I'm just checking the old Omaha scanner feed, and it is just multi-car pileup, multi-car pileup, multi-car pileup, multi-car pileup.
What a bit. Should we John, every time we come back from commercial break, I need you to identify one part of the city where there's a multi-car car pileup.
7-car pileup at 56th and Farnham.
Well, folks at 56, A, avoid 56th and Farnham at all costs, but B, anybody involved, I really hope that you guys are all safe and able to get home warm and safe this evening. Jake Janasek has buy or sell tonight. That's a 5-question pileup. Jake, what do you got?
Indiana has passed a law that could pull the Bears from Chicago. Iowa has pulled a land permit to build a stadium if the Bears come available. Buy or sell, the Bears will leave Chicago.
Why are we doing sell? Why are we doing this? There's absolutely zero, and not 0.01, 0.00% chance that the NFL would let any team out of the second largest TV market in the country. This is never happening. Kudos to Indiana and Iowa for trying. The Bears are not leaving the Chicago area.
Well, Northwest Indiana is in the Chicago area. Gary, Indiana is famously a suburb of Chicago. It's where Michael Jackson was born.
It's not Chicago, though.
And look, I think the Bears are going to build a stadium in Indiana. I think they are going to be the Chicago Bears of Gary, Indiana. I really think that this is going to happen. They're going to get incredible tax incentives to move the stadium there. The state of Indiana is going to allow them to steamroll over everything, and they're going to do it. The almighty dollar beats everything.
Listen, if the New York Jets and Giants can play football in New Jersey, I guess it's fine. I just don't there's no way they're changing the name, though.
They're not changing the name. Certainly
would not. Be
not.
the Gary Bears, I promise that, which would be as funny as possible. But
just change the C to a G.
I get it. Okay. Move on. Yeah. All right. What
I do agree. I think they're going to move to Gary, but that Iowa stuff is just crazy. But stop me if you've heard this before. 2 Georgia football players have been charged with speeding at max limits. Buy or sell, it's time for the university to step in regards to the car issue at UGA.
You have to buy at this point. I mean, I believe this is the 39th case. And I'm not exaggerating. That was the numbers that I was able to come up with. It could be more. But you know what? You know why it's not going to happen? Because there's double digits in the column on the left. As long as Kirby Smart is winning, they can they don't care. As long as Kirby Smart's winning and nobody's dying, there's not going to be anything that happens to these players.
I don't know what it is, man. It is such a bizarre story of all these Georgia football players just getting arrested for reckless driving. What is it about Athens, Georgia that makes you have to drive 95 miles an hour?
Yeah,
I don't get it.
Stoplights in Athens, Georgia?
I don't understand. This is bizarre, man. It's weird. It's in weirdo territory now.
Jake, how many speeding tickets do you have?
I have 0. I've been a good boy.
All right. What are your thoughts? Kirby Smart and the crew need to step in?
I definitely think they do. I mean, there's been so many issues, not with only players from Georgia, but players that have transferred from Georgia that have ended up having issues. What was the player that transferred to Georgia to Nebraska? The one that robbed a vape shop? Yeah. There's just multiple issues that you can kind of see from Georgia players. So definitely, I think it's getting to that point where Kirby Smart needs to step in and try to help out a bit with this.
Georgia criminal school.
Alrighty. Next up, we got Keon Coleman was a guy who a lot of people were waiting to take on to the next step at Buffalo, but it never came. ESPN listed him as a guy who could be on the trading block. Buy or sell, the Bills should ship the former second-round draft pick.
Listen, he clearly didn't have the season they were expecting him to. They thought he could be a legit number one for Josh Allen. I'm not willing to say that he hasn't panned out or can't, and they can't help that offense get over the next. The reason I don't think anybody's leaving is you got a new head coach in that system. They're probably going to let their top end guys get another year under a new system and see if they could figure it out without Sean McDermott.
I was a big fan of Keon Coleman coming out of college.
Yeah, me too.
I thought he was maybe going to be top 2 receiver out of that draft a couple of years ago, and he has not been. He's been anything but that. I thought his size and his skills, his ball skills were so impressive, and it just has not translated. I don't know, man. I think it might be time to give him a new look somewhere else. If not only just to maybe retain some value in case next year doesn't go well either, just the player may need a fresh start somewhere else.
Yeah, and the one caveat to what I said is the new head coach is the old offensive coordinator. So
yeah,
there's also that aspect. So maybe that applies more to the defensive side of the ball. But yeah, I will say this. If it doesn't work out this year, I do think that Joe Brady's looking to ship him next year.
And look, the asking price at that point is going to be low.
Right. But you have to is it it's not showing up on Sunday thing? Because if that's the case, if it's happening in practice, that you'll know sooner rather than later because he's going to be in the doghouse real quickly in the season.
Sticking with the AFC East, Mike McDaniel was famously fired by the Dolphins. It seemed like he was married to the Tua Tagovailoa. I can't ever say his last name correctly.
Tagovailoa.
Buy or sell, Tua's days in South Beach are numbered.
I mean, right now it looks like they're going to run it back with him. I would be really surprised if they go rookie quarter and maybe they move him in the draft. And this just doesn't feel like the quarterback draft class where you're going to hitch your wagon to a guy out of this group. I don't see it. I think Tua is probably a lot better option than most guys that are going to be readily available, if not all of them. I think he gets one more year under a new coach who won't be the offensive mind that Mike McDaniel was. So I'm going to be really surprised to see if he figures it out this year.
I just have a feeling they're going to move on. I think that there's going to be a big push at a guy like Malik Willis. I think they're really going to make a push for him, maybe a draft day trade of some picks or a quarterback swap or whatever it might be. I think they're going to make a big push to get one of those coveted backup guys. Maybe you do a rent a year with Kirk Cousins. I don't know. I just feel like this is going to be an absolute fresh start for the Dolphins. The number of players that they've released already, I don't see why are you running it back with Tua in an entirely new roster?
I mean, there's layers to the guys they've released. I mean, you released Tyreek Hill because he's a head case. You probably and that would be the one catalyst. It's like, okay, well, Tua couldn't do it with these guys around him. How do you expect it to do it without him, right? But I feel like a first year of a head coach pairing him up with a brand new quarterback in that situation is gonna put you behind the 8 ball faster than I wanted. Jake?
Well, I only have 4. Do you want me to try to make up?
No, I was gonna ask your thoughts on Tua.
Oh, thoughts on Tua. I mean, it sounds like I agree with you that they're thinking of running him back, but I think it's just getting to that point where it just seems to be time. A lot of the issues, the concussion problems that they've had in the past, I think it's time that the Dolphins kind of just need a fresh start quarterback, especially coming in with a new head coach. I think something new would be good for them.
You got a random question for us, Jake? Got something you want to pick our brain on? Get out in the sporting world?
I mean, the only thing that really I can think of right now, are you guys buying or selling on how good Miami, Ohio is right now that they're now 26-0?
I mean, it's kind of hard to sell, right? They've lost one, haven't they? I think they're 26-1, aren't they?
No, they're still unbeaten.
Okay, I thought they dropped one 2 nights ago. Okay, yeah. Listen, I mean, they're not going to get a number 1 seed. Like I know people are clamoring for them if they run the table and finish their last 5 games without a loss, that they should be a 1 seed. I just, there are too many high end names in those slots right now with tougher schedules that are gonna. The name on the front of their jersey will not allow that to happen. And I know nobody wants to hear it. It's just the reality.
From the media bracketing exercise today,
yeah,
Miami, Ohio, last 4 in. They have one quad 1 game, which they won. They have 0 quad 2 games.
Yeah, there are people that want them to be a number 1 seed. I'm like, that.
No,
with that schedule in the MAC, there's no way.
I don't. If they go undefeated in the regular season, you have to put them in regardless of what happens in their conference.
Yeah, Miami of Florida has a better chance of being number 1, but
they have to be in.
Miami is probably gonna be like a 13 or 11.
I think they have to be in, but they're gonna be a play in 11. Like,
yeah. Well, what do you say is probably their peak seed? Like if they go undefeated, win the MAC,
a 9,
probably a 9. Yeah.
9-10, yeah.
At the very best, a 9. But I'm with you, John.
The schedule is insanely weak.
Yes, definitely.
But they won them all, man. Like I think, to me, there's got to be some sort of catalyst. Like you can only play the teams you play, right?
Yep.
And I think they've earned that by beating the teams that they've beaten. And like there's a lot of teams out there that play weak schedules. None of them are left undefeated. So I the fact that we're not automatically putting them in at 23 wins is almost laughable to me.
I think they have to be in. Like that's a team that has to be in the tournament.
Play in 11?
Yeah.
A play in, like, that's what I'm saying. Like, how are they not penciled in somewhere around a 6 to a 10 seed? Because
they have just played an awful schedule.
I hear you, man, but you can only beat the teams that are put in front of you. Like at some point, that doesn't matter. I think
at some point it does matter, though.
If you win 23 or more games, you should there should be a cutoff. If you win 23 or more games, welcome to the NCAA tournament. Because otherwise, what are we doing?
And they'll be in. I think that they should be in. I don't.
If they lose out, do you feel that way?
No. I said if they go undefeated through the regular season, regardless of what happens in the conference tournament, they have to be in.
Yeah, it would be an absolute shame if they go undefeated in the regular season, get to the MAC Conference Championship, or even sooner, and get ousted and then miss this tournament, which is not that far off, by the way. Like if that were to happen, it's a very good possibility.
Buddy, weirder things have happened.
Yep, I agree, especially on Selection Sunday. Jake, that was a great question. It was an even better buy or sell segment if you missed any of it. Check it out on our radio replay page on 1620thezone.com. It was brought to you by Controlled Comfort Heating and Air. Listen, your house is your biggest investment. You need to protect it and the assets inside of it. If your HVAC unit's starting to make some clicking noises or maybe not clicking on at all when you go to turn it on, you need to head over to controlledcomfort.com right now. They'll come out, they'll give you a maintenance appointment where they'll take a look at your furnace, they'll take a look at your AC, they'll get you ready for the rest of the winter and prepare you for summer months as well. Head over to controlledcomfort.com, set up a maintenance appointment tonight. There was a trial by combat hat on Sunday night. We'll debate what happened on 1620 The Zone. Hey, everybody, it's Jimmy Allen here for Allo Fiber. I've been telling you for 2 years now. Best decision I've made was switching my internet provider to Allo Fiber. I have a Wi-Fi extender on the back of my home. I can be over here in the Papillion area, walking my dogs 2 blocks away, still connected to my Wi-Fi. If you're looking for service like that, an all fiber network, all the way up to your house and Wi-Fi in every part of your neighborhood, head over to allofiber.com. Get out of the Stone Age tonight. Have those parties out on your back patio where you can have the Wi-Fi for you, your neighbors, whoever, because you're not sharing with anybody unless you want to with Allo Fiber.
Weather from KETV Newswatch 7 is brought to you on 1620 The Zone by Certified Transmission.
A winter storm warning tonight for the Omaha Metro. Windy and snowy. Totals ranging mostly between 4 and 6 inches across the Omaha area. Later tonight, a low around 14. Watch out for icy roads tomorrow morning, then partly cloudy and cold for Friday with a high of 28. I'm Chief Meteorologist Bill Ranby from KETV Newswatch 7.
If your brand isn't generating you business, well, it's losing. That's where Sign Ovation steps in. We help Omaha businesses win the visibility game with bold storefront signs and vehicle decals that turn your ride into a rolling billboard. Your brand should be working, even when you're not. Driving impressions, creating leads, and bringing customers through the door. Stop riding the bench. Put your brand in the game. Visit OmahaSignsAndWraps.com tonight. That's OmahaSignsAndWraps.com. Sign Ovation, where brands show up and win.
Are you ready for the game changer of the day? Bellevue University has a new state-of-the-art 72,000 square foot field house featuring premium courts, generous fan seating, top-tier locker rooms, dedicated athletic training, and a strength and conditioning space, plus a whole lot more. It's not just a venue, it's a home court advantage. We're for you and for college sports. Visit BUBruins.com.
Winter may slow pests down, but it's the perfect time to prepare your home for spring. Rodents, spiders, and other pests often show up indoors this time of year. A winter pest control checkup helps seal entry points now so you're not dealing with pests when warmer weather hits. At Recon Pest Services, we're proud to be a local company and supporting causes that make Omaha better. If you're looking for a pest control partner or even support for a cause, think Recon. Visit ReconPestServices.com and get your home ready for a pest-free spring.
Hey Jays fans, it's hoop season and you know what that means. Jerry Ryan has the best selection in town for all things Creighton gear. Stop by Jerry Ryan at 78th and Dodge for your quarter zips in all shades of Jays blue, plus jackets, vests, winter coats, you name it. They have it. Multiple Jays options for men and women from Peter Millar, Cutter and Buck, and Johnny O. Stop by Jerry Ryan Clothing and dress like the coaches do.
At Jerry Ryan's, we bring out the best in you.
Are you dreaming of your business dominating local Google searches, drawing in customers effortlessly? Look no further. I'm Courtney, the Google gal from Pixel Fire Marketing. Need assistance with your Google business profile? From verification to getting more reviews, fixing maps to tackling annoying Google calls? I've got you covered. Your profile sets you apart and ensures you're the top choice for local customers. Visit fixmygbp.com for our $297 special offer. Visit fixmygbp.com for more details.
My name's Stephen Butler, and I own Controlled Comfort. And we've been in business for 6 decades. And in those 6 decades, I like to think that everything we do is about the art of comfort. It's about the skill of our people, but it's also about the integrity, because at the end of the day, I value my employees, so they value you. And that's really all this is about. If you get cold this winter, think about us. We'll come help you out. We'll get you out of bind. It'll be fair, it'll be fast, and it'll be the right price.
Control Comfort keeps it under control.
Winter's here. Titanium HVAC makes sure your furnace is running at its best. Our experts prevent breakdowns, boost efficiency, and ensure safety. Schedule your tune-up now at titaniumomaha.com. Titanium HVAC, a Carrier dealer.
Why choose a Sleep Number smart bed? Can I make my site softer?
Can I make my site firmer?
Can we sleep cooler?
Sleep Number does that. Cools up to 8 times faster and lets you choose your ideal comfort on either side. Your Sleep Number setting. Enjoy personalized comfort for better sleep night after night. And now, during our President's Day sale, take 50% off our limited edition bed, plus free home delivery with any bed and base. Ends Monday. Only at a Sleep Number store or sleepnumber.com.
Save up to $4,000 off MSRP on the 2026 Chevy Traverse. Woodhouse Chevy. Together, let's drive. With approved credit, $299 doc fee due at signing. Vehicles retired courtesy loan. Qualifying trade-in of 2011 or newer vehicle. Must finance with dealer. Based upon available manufacturer rebates. Offer expires March 31st, 2026. See dealer for details.
Now back to After Hours with Jimmy Allen on 1620 The Zone.
Got no reason for the things I fear, the things that plague me when I see and hear. Dime's a nickel and a nickel's none.
7:21 on a Thursday night here on 1620 The Zone. Brought to you by Bellevue University. Keep up to date on all the championship action happening on Bellevue's campus by downloading the BU Bruins app to your smartphone. Tonight, John Schreiner has an accident update for us. And a muted microphone.
There is an injury accident on Blair High Road at State Street. A car off the side of the road. The Irvington Fire Department is on the call.
Well, we hope everybody is staying safe. Thanks to J-Man for letting us know that you made it home safe. Hopefully everybody on the night shift stays safe tonight. who was not safe for several people of Westerosian population this weekend. If you are not looking for spoiler alerts for Knights of the Seven Kingdom, please go ahead and turn the dial now and come back in about 15 minutes because we have an absolutely fantastic episode to break down from this weekend. This show has been delivering on all cylinders, man. This has been great.
Yeah, this was the part of the opening story that I was absolutely waiting for. The Trial of the Seven.
Yeah.
When Dunk gets whipped a little bit, he kind of feels the fog of war, and let's make no mistakes about it, he gets his ass kicked. For quite a while.
And I thought they did a really good job of telling the story beforehand without spending too much time on it. Like there's a part at the beginning of this where Sir Duncan gets hit in the head and he loses consciousness, but he has a flashback to how he became in the service of the knight that he was with previously, but also like his love interest beforehand and why he felt a certain way about the puppet master. That comes back into play shortly. And there's so much more to it that they could have spent a couple episodes of a prologue and kind of drug this thing out, but they didn't. They kind of jump-started this thing as quickly as they possibly could have and got to the part of the George R.R. Martin books that are kind of tough to get through sometimes without having to deal with it.
And what I loved about the way this was done, too, a lot of times when you have these medieval combat scenes, it's like this very fancy sword fighting dance of like clanking swords and dancing out of the way and narrow. This is, I think, probably about as accurate as you can be when in describing what medieval combat would have been like. It was nasty. It was vicious. It was by any means necessary. There was no like fancy sword play. It was like, I'm going to crush your skull with a rock, or I'm going to stab you in the leg with my sword. Whatever works. It doesn't matter. And that's how they kind of got this combat sequence going. I thought it was fabulously done.
Yeah, and like that part happened, it's your mention where Duncan severs Arian's leg. And I obviously sometimes in movies or TV shows they change the ending of it. I thought they were going to end it right there by the way they did it. I was like, no, he has to yield. Like that's the whole point of it. I thought they were going to change just by the music that was playing. And that's kind of what, like, even if you've read the books, that's what gives the TV show or the movie kind of that edge. It's like they do have, because they did a ton of stuff differently in Game of Thrones than they did in the Song of Fire, of Ice and Fire. So, but I mean, I thought they were going to leave the cliffhanger for this week for next week, and I thought that's how they're going to start the show next week instead of ending it that way this week. But it just kind of feels like this show's not pulling any punches right now.
Oh no, it's very much true to the way it's written, and it's written in a very brutal style, and the show is it's honestly a brutal watch too. Like it's rough.
We mentioned obviously last week the big cliffhanger was, oh, you the Prince of the Realm on your side.
Yeah.
And he's the savior. And then again, if you're not wanting for spoilers, don't listen to this part. As you mentioned, he gets his skull crushed in at the end of this. So the guy that was and Sir Duncan pledges his sword to him by the end of the episode before he removes his helmet and realizes the backside of his head has been crushed, caved in, and he dies right in Duncan's arms. And you now put your hands on a Targaryen prince, and now you've got another one killed. So what's in store next week?
Yeah. Baelor Breakspear is no more.
Yeah.
So, yeah. I'm very interested to see what happens next week, but like the future seasons of this show, just based on what has happened in season 1, have me so excited, and I hope they keep it going, because with what they've done with season, there's some more great stories down the line with these two characters, and I hope they can keep it going.
Well, and the one thing that Game of Thrones has always done is like had the fortune tellers or the future seers say something. And in episode 2, Aegon was told that he would eventually be king.
Yeah.
And we're kind of seeing the path to which he gets there, which is kind of cool as well. If you're we're reading the story inside of the story. There was a story that broke from after the Iowa-Nebraska basketball game. We'll switch it back to sports. Fred Hoiberg has slapped the phone out of somebody's hands. Is court storming a problem? We'll debate that on the other side of the break. We come back. If you missed this segment, want to hear our recap of Night of the Seven Kingdoms, check it out on our radio replay page on 1620 The Zone. It was brought to you by Jerry Ryan Clothing and Sportswear. Yeah, there's about a half a foot of snow outside right now. That's going to melt, and eventually wedding season will be upon us. If your big day is coming up this spring, you need to get to 78th and Dodge. Get fitted for your wedding suit that you could purchase, not just rent. Have that suit for the rest of your life at Jerry Ryan Clothing and Sportswear. Centrally located at 78th and Dodge. They've been dressing Omaha for over 50 years. Do we need to end court storming? John Schreiner tells us on the other side of the break. 1620 The Zone.
Hey everybody, it's John here once again for my favorite brunch in town that you can get at 144th and Blondo. The place is Railcar. They have such a fantastic brunch menu. I guarantee you if you go once, you'll have to go 2 or 3 more times just because there's so many things on this menu you're going to want to try. The chilaquiles we tell you about over and over again, the corn tortilla chips with the eggs and the al pastor chile. You have to try it if you've never had it before. The croque madame, they've brought one of these for us before. They are fantastic. The pile up is a giant pile of breakfast food on one plate. Barbacoa shakshuka. If you've never had shakshuka, get in there and try that. It's everything on this menu is crafted with the flavors in mind to just make you want to keep coming back over and over again. 9:30 to 2 p.m. Saturday and Sunday. What do you need this weekend? Brunch, baby. And you need it from Railcar. 144th and Blondo. Get there this weekend.
If your brand isn't generating you business, well, it's losing. That's where Sign Ovation steps in. We help Omaha businesses win the visibility game with bold storefront signs and vehicle decals that turn your ride into a rolling billboard. Your brand should be working, even when you're not. Driving impressions, creating leads, and bringing customers through the door. Stop riding the bench. Put your brand in the game. Visit OmahaSignsAndWraps.com tonight. That's OmahaSignsAndWraps.com. Sign Ovation, where brands show up and win.
The real game changer in college athletics, it's coaches. And at Bellevue University, there is an experienced team of coaches who know you both as an athlete and as a person. Plus, there are student coach advisors who are there to provide individualized academic support every step of the way as you progress towards your degree. At Bellevue University, you're not just another athlete. You belong. We're for you and for college sports. Visit BUBruins.com.
Life is unpredictable, with seasonal storms and plumbing issues hiding around every corner. You can't predict the future. So when life happens, go with a trusted, reputable company like Paul Davis Restoration. Fire, water, mold, or storm damage can all be restored by Paul Davis Restoration. Don't live in the aftermath of tragedy. Restore your home today. Call Paul Davis Restoration at 402-553-0373 today.
At Timber, they don't just give you a place to go for lunch or dinner. They give you an experience. From their bold, smoky flavors prepared in the open concept kitchen where you get to watch the magic happen to the relaxing umbrella-shaded patio. There's something for everyone at Timber. Join them for brunch every Saturday and Sunday from 9:30 to 2, plus happy hour from 2 to 5:30 Monday through Saturday, and 2 to close on Sunday. Timberwood Fire Bistro in the heart of Omaha at 84th and Pacific.
AX Plumbing has the cold weather deals. So if your hot water isn't so hot anymore, you can't afford to pass up on these deals. Tankless water heaters are $450 off. Traditional water heaters are $200 off. And for those real hard water problems, water softeners are $300 off. Stop by AXP Service tonight and fix your water heater before it gets too cold outside. AX Plumbing. We'll leave your home or your business cleaner than we found it.
My name's Stephen Butler, and I own Controlled Comfort, and we've been in business for 6 decades, and in those 6 decades, I like to think that everything we do is about the art of comfort. It's about the skill of our people, but it's also about the integrity, because at the end of the day, I value my employees, so they value you, and that's really all this is about. If you get cold this winter, think about us. We'll come help you out. We'll get you out of bind. It'll be fair, it'll be fast, and it'll be the right price.
Control Comfort keeps it under control.
When you shop local, you help strengthen our community. So if you need roof repair, gutters, siding, even windows, call local Pyramid Contractors. They're the #1 roofer in Omaha for more than a dozen years. Let Pyramid Contractors come and give you a free estimate. Give them a call at 402-502-9300. That's 402-502-9300. Or visit them online at
PyramidRoof.com. Never settle for less.
If you or anyone you care about is facing a family legal matter, call Cordell and Cordell today at 1-855-GET-LEGAL or visit CordellCordell.com to schedule your consultation.
There's a lot on the line in divorce. This is Joe Cordell of Cordell & Cordell, the largest family law firm in the country, with over 35 years of helping clients navigate divorce. But being big doesn't mean less personal or less local. Our attorneys live and work in your community, and as neighbors, they understand the challenges your families face. Divorce touches all areas of your life: your home, savings, retirement, and of course, kids. So when you find yourself facing divorce, you need a partner you can count on. Visit CordellCordell.com to schedule your consultation.
If you or anyone you care about is facing divorce, contact Cordell and Cordell today. With over 100,000 clients served, we understand the challenges you're facing on a personal level. Call Cordell and Cordell today at 1-855-GET-LEGAL. That's 1-855-GET-LEGAL. 13340 California, Omaha.
Now back to After Hours with Jimmy Allen on 1620 The Zone.
7:33 on a Thursday night here at 16th to the Zone, brought to you by Bellevue University. Keep up to date on all the championship action happening on Bellevue's campus by downloading the BU Bruins app to your smartphone tonight. Nebraska loses to Iowa in men's basketball over the weekend, or I was going to say over the weekend, last night, 57-52. And an incident happens after the game where Iowa is storming the court and a fan runs between the coach's line. And Fred Hoiberg smacked the fan's phone out of his hand as the fan was jarring at Fred Hoiberg. And listen, the university and the coaching staff has issued an apology to the Nebraska staff, but it just feels like this great tradition of storming the court or storming the field that was like so one-off in usual situations where you beat the #1 team or there's a giant upset. And listen, Nebraska was #9 in the country, so and it's a rivalry, so I guess I can understand that. But we've just reached this point in society where people don't know how to act. and maybe we've been there for a long time now with social media and more cameras everywhere. It's pretty more readily available. But there aren't too many places in the world where you can just run up and shove a camera in somebody's face and not expect repercussions to come from it.
Yeah, and look, I think that people probably don't act any worse than they ever have. I think that's true. The difference is social media, and there's an incentive built in now to get a reaction out of someone. There's an incentive to go and get in somebody's face to get them to do something to you because you're going to get attention for posting that video.
It's also the lawsuit aspect of it too, I guess.
And it's a really sad state of affairs because I think, like, look, we don't need to sit here and debate the merits or demerits of social media. That there's plenty of discussion about that other places. But I think that's the driving force behind a lot of these things that we see happen. And yeah, I think court storming happens too often now. And so it puts me in a bit of a weird spot because I think I love the celebration aspect of it. It's a great scene. It's tremendous, for a fan base to come together in that way and have that celebratory moment, and it can be really joyous. Too often, though, now that people run out there for the gram, and that's exactly what this was. This was a fan who ran specifically at Fred Hoiberg, was taunting him, shoving his phone in his face.
He ran between his own coaches to do it too,
trying to get a reaction, and he got it. And look, that's Fred Hoiberg's mistake. He should have been the bigger person and just walked on by and let it go. But I can also understand in that situation where man, you just got beat in a game where you felt like the officiating was really stacked against you in the way you want to play the game. That I'm sure he was frustrated. It doesn't excuse what he did, but I can understand it. I can understand where it comes from. So, do we need to ban court storming? I hate to go that far.
It feels like it's getting dangerously close to that side of the conversation, though.
Well, I mean, the SEC's already tried to do it, right? Like they've already said, like if your fan base storms the court, your school's getting fined, and each successive fine goes bigger and bigger and bigger. So there are already measures that are starting to take shape to curb it. You better be real sure that this is a reason to storm the court if you're going to do it, if you're an SEC fan base, because it's going to cost you. But it's
do you think
it's really hard to square what happens with the social media motivations now when fans go on the court?
But my thought is like those fans don't give two rips if that school's getting fined. It doesn't have anything to. It's not coming out of their pocket.
Sure,
you know what I mean. And like, I want to preface this with part of the problem is you have security guards that are either volunteers or getting paid somewhere around like $12 an hour to be standing there to guard that court.
Yeah.
In most cases, and they don't care if that fan goes and sticks that phone in Fred Hoiberg's face or not. So there's multi levels to this, and like the only way to fix this scenario is you got to pay security guards more and get something that's actually going to stop a court storming from happening.
Well,
because
I mean,
finding the schools or deeming it illegal,
short of playing in a cage.
Yeah, listen, and I would go as far to say if they say you'll vacate this win if your student section does it, may not even do it because the students will say, "I was there, I saw it happen. What do I care if it's on the record books or not?"
Yeah, it's a tough one. It's a tough situation and it's a tough scenario. And look, Fred did what he did, man. And if there's any punishment coming his way, he earned it.
I would be amazed. If there is. I mean, it's almost like, and I know Jim Rome was talking about this on his show the other day, but it's like, at what level is this self-defense? Because there's alcohol sales being made on every campus in America now.
Nah.
You don't know.
Fred Hoiberg can't have honestly thought he was in any danger when someone.
You don't know, though, man. You have some drunk idiot from God knows where running at you, running between you and the team that they root for's coaching staff. They're willing to do that. What are they not willing to do?
Yeah, I don't know.
I agree, but you got to put yourself in the moment, and listen,
and that's why I said I can understand where it comes from. I understand where his actions come from, but there's a lot of things you can understand where it comes from that result in a punishment that's fully deserved.
Sure. Yeah, and to Captain's point in the night shift, he did make a statement about it, but it's the exact statement you'd expect someone to make. I made the wrong decision, and of course he did. But did he look like he wanted to kill that dude in real time?
Yeah,
sure did. Would anybody have blamed him for taking a swing?
I
wouldn't have.
He looked like he would have rather smacked the taste out of his mouth than the phone out of his hand.
I think he actually missed what he was aiming for.
Yeah.
We got to get to our closing arguments tonight and wrap the show up and let Jake Janicek get home. We'll try to end it a little bit early tonight if at all possible, if the clock will allow. We'll get to our closing arguments and wrap up the show. We come back on 1620 The Zone.
Diet Coke Cherry is making a return, and Chesterman Coca-Cola is bringing the flavor back to Omaha. Find Diet Coke Cherry 12 packs right now at Hy-Vee, stacked high on pallet displays and end caps. Just in time for the big show. That crisp Diet Coke taste with a bold cherry twist. Perfect for game night, family night, or anytime you want something refreshing without the sugar. But don't wait. This is a Hy-Vee customer favorite, so get yours today.
Are you ready for the game changer of the day? Bellevue University has a new state-of-the-art 72,000 square foot field house featuring premium courts, generous fan seating, top-tier locker rooms, dedicated athletic training, and a strength and conditioning space, plus a whole lot more. It's not just a venue, it's a home court advantage. We're for you and for college sports. Visit BUBruins.com.
Winter may slow pests down, but it's the perfect time to prepare your home for spring. Rodents, spiders, and other pests often show up indoors this time of year. A winter pest control checkup helps seal entry points now so you're not dealing with pests when warmer weather hits. At Recon Pest Services, we're proud to be a local company and supporting causes that make Omaha better. If you're looking for a pest control partner or even support for a cause, think Recon. Visit reconpestservices.com and get your home ready for a pest-free spring.
Criminal, civil, personal. If you or a loved one is facing a lawsuit, let Williams Law represent you and your family today. With more than 20 years litigation experience in Nebraska, Williams Law will defend you with the dedication you deserve. If you're facing a DUI or if your son or daughter has been accused of a crime, Williams Law is here for you. Call 402-522-6317 to get a free, no-obligation consultation and to get the representation you deserve today.
When you shop local, you help strengthen our community. So if you need roof repair, gutters, siding, even windows, call local Pyramid Contractors. They're the #1 roofer in Omaha for more than a dozen years. Let Pyramid Contractors come and give you a free estimate. Give them a call at 402-502-9300. That's 402-502-9300. Or visit them online at
PyramidRoof.com. Never settle for less.
AX Plumbing has the cold weather deals. So if your hot water isn't so hot anymore, you can't afford to pass up on these deals. Tankless water heaters are $450 off. Traditional water heaters are $200 off. And for those real hard water problems, water softeners are $300 off. Stop by AXP Service tonight and fix your water heater before it gets too cold outside. AX Plumbing. We'll leave your home or your business cleaner than we found it.
Want to quit tobacco? You don't have to do it alone. The Nebraska Tobacco Quit Line can help you quit any type of tobacco. We offer professional coaches to help you create a personalized quit plan with an online community to support you along the way. Plus, we'll connect you to resources like medications to help you quit, so you have everything you need to become tobacco-free. Quit with confidence. Call 1-800-QUIT-NOW. Paid for by Tobacco Free Nebraska. Aired in association with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
Omaha Mavericks hockey is in Tempe this weekend versus Arizona State. And you can hear all the action on News Talk 1290 Coil. It's UNO at Arizona State on your home for Mavericks hockey. News Talk 1290 Coil.
Get the truck you love and never pay a dock fee. Only at Baxter Ford. That's right. Pay for the vehicle, not the paperwork. Save on our incredible selection of new Ford trucks, F-150, F-150 Lightning, Super Duty, Maverick, and Ranger, and shop with confidence, knowing you'll never pay a dock fee. Experience our helpful way to buy a car, with no handoffs, no hassles, and absolutely no hidden fees. Shop now at BaxterFord.com.
You are listening to After Hours with Jimmy Allen on 1620 The Zone.
That song can only mean one thing. It is closing time on a Thursday night here on 1620 The Zone, and it's time for a traffic update time with John Schreiner.
Well, at the Longhorn Steakhouse, someone was intoxicated and refused to leave. And I just want to say, tonight's not the night, buddy.
Hey, don't put the Uber drivers in that type of situation. What is wrong with you? Call them anyway, though, because it sounded like you needed it. Hopefully, if you're listening to us in your car, you're being safe, getting home okay, not getting too drunk at the Longhorn Steakhouse tonight. But if you are, make sure you have a safe ride home. This time-saving traffic update was brought to you by our friends at Bellevue University.
John Schreiner.
Yeah.
Did you do traffic when you used to be here?
I did traffic for a while, yeah. That's traffic now.
Heck yeah.
On 1620 The Zone.
You might hear me if you guys are driving out Friday morning. You'll maybe hear me do a traffic report if I can get here. Fine.
So yeah, to answer your question, yes, Jake, traffic has been the traffic report has been mildly upgraded since you got there because it's not John Schreiner anymore. It's time for a closing arguments.
I did miss a few.
It is time for our closing arguments, courtesy of Bob Williams. Tonight, what we'll all do is we'll give you a hot take. To wrap up the show, we'll post a poll on Twitter, and you'll vote for who had the best take. Whoever receives the fewest amount of votes will have the worst argument of the night. Jake, you want to start us off?
Sure, I'll get started here.
All
I
right.
just have a feeling the Jays, after getting that win in Stores against UConn, they're going to go into the Garden, going against Rick Pitino and get that win and back-to-back road ranked wins for the Blue Jays, just building up some momentum going into Big East tournament.
John Schreiner.
It's a bold claim. USA women's hockey got a gold medal today, but there was another American athlete who got gold today too. Alyssa Liu, the women's figure skater. She got gold in the women's individual, and it's a pretty inspiring story because she was the youngest ever U.S. women's champion, and then was totally burned out. She was just done with it and stepped away from the sport for 2 years, and then came back, started skating again just recently, like just before the trials, started skating again. And now she's a gold medalist. I mean, I think if you can take anything away from this, it is that, goodbye's not forever. Like if just because you get burned out and you need to step away, that doesn't mean it's the end. Like there is so much more that can happen if you just need a break. Like it doesn't have to be over until you say it's over.
Preach, my brother. Great take. I already posted the poll, so anybody that's on Twitter knows what I'm going to say. Our good friend that hosts the midday shows now, Matt McMaster, once said the most valuable lesson that he learned in his time working with Josh Odson is when he was told, you don't have to have a take on everything, which I think is a valuable lesson that a lot of people could learn. Specifically one, Cameron Newton, who was formerly a former quarterback at Florida, at Auburn, and at various stops in the NFL. And yes, he is in our realm now, and he does do podcasting, and he's a TV personality, which is fine because he's very versed in playing quarterback in the NFL. He's won a Heisman Trophy and has had a ton of success on the gridiron. You know what I don't need? I don't need Cam Newton's thoughts on what the value of women are after they've had children.
Ooh.
Yeah, he made a statement today that women lose value after they have kids. Keep in mind, Cam Newton is the father of 9 children. You don't have to have an opinion on this, Cam. You know why? Because you're not a woman. And you have women in your life that are, A, your significant other at one point that have had your children, but B, you also have daughters. And as somebody that has 3 children, and they're all girls, shut your mouth. This is so, like, I value your opinion as a former quarterback that's made it to a Super Bowl. I value your opinion as a former Heisman Trophy winner and a national champion. I do not value your opinion on anything that has to do with the female species because you are an idiot when it comes to this conversation. So that's what I don't need in my life. Cam Newton, stick to sports. We'll all be better off for it. John, obviously we got a little bit of time left here. Do we have any traffic updates that you can give us before we get out of here where people should look out for?
There was some more things happening on Blair High Road. There was another one at 99th.
Yeah, that's
I think
famously one of the last places they get
yeah. 96th and Dodge had a car stalled in the second lane. And let's see. Yeah, there's no recent updates. Well, there's one to just 149th and Q. 4 vehicles are doing cookies in a parking lot.
Oh,
hey, listen, this is good. This is good donut weather.
Yeah.
I'll hear you out there.
A caller to 911 says he's 11 years old and his mom is stealing all his money off his Cash App.
Wow. So, speaking of bad parenting,
so that's what's happening out on the streets, boys.
Jake, you don't have to go into too much detail, but obviously you've got to weather the storm to get home. What part of town are you driving to?
Oh, I'm driving to West Omaha.
You're all the way out west, right?
Yeah, I'm out in West Omaha, so it's going to be a bit of a drive, but,
well, watch out for 149th and Q with those vehicles doing cookies out there.
Or just head to Longhorn Steakhouse.
Go hang out with that dude. I'll be
have a few drinks.
Go hang out with that dude. John, obviously, there's still a little bit of basketball left to be played by the end of the season, but like just looking at bracketology yesterday and looking through the different sources of places that put out a bracket today, this is gearing up to be maybe like, I know last year it was such a top heavy tournament with the top 8 seeds making the Elite 8. I have a feeling this is going to be one of those tournaments where just a bunch of wacky things happen. And I don't know if I'm willing to say 2 upsets of 15 or 16 or 15 upsets of 2 or 16 upsets of 1. But the way this season is unfolding, I don't know if I'm going to be that surprised if it happens.
What it feels like is there's like this very hard cap at the very top. And it's a very small cap, right? Like maybe 4 or 5 teams. And then you have this squishy middle where just anything else can happen. I think you're going to have a bunch of like 11-6, 5-12. Maybe not the top teams getting upset, but there could be some movement with those 11, 12, 13s. I think that's the way it looks to me. Like it could be a weird and fun tournament.
Yeah, and to your point about the top heaviness, like I think it's unquestionable the top 5 teams in the country are the top 5 teams in the country. I think they're like undoubtedly the best 5. That doesn't often matter though. I think Michigan is probably the second best team in the country. I think UConn is a lot better than they looked last night. I think St. John's is going to be a really interesting. They're probably going to be somewhere around a 4 seed. Where were they in bracketology? I thought they were.
Yeah, I'm looking at it right now.
That is not a team you're going to want to see. They're a 5 against the 12 of SF Austin. But if you're Rick Pitino, like you got to feel comfortable in that spot too, because there's like you're obviously in a good seating spot, but also you got enough to go into your locker room and talk about being disrespected too.
Yeah,
like that's like the perfect spot for a Rick Pitino led team, and obviously the Jays have to take on those Johnnies here in 2 days. But do you have a dark horse for a team that you think can win the tournament?
Kansas.
Yeah, well.
Do they count as a dark horse? They have 6 losses.
I don't know how a dark horse you could be if you're the number 7 team in the country. But
yeah, I don't know. It's hard to say because I think like Michigan, Duke, UConn, Arizona are so good.
Yeah,
it's hard to even think about a dark horse candidate. Now, a team that intrigues me of all the years when maybe they're not supposed to is Gonzaga. Gonzaga's only got 2 losses, and they have hammered some teams.
Yeah, I just think they're really young. That's my only concern.
But it's intriguing though. Like, can they grow up enough to make that run? And they have the kind of personnel to give some of those other teams fits if they're on. Now the question is, can they be on for that long a period of time?
I mentioned St. John's a minute ago. The other team for me is Arkansas. I just think they've got enough talent and grit that I think that if you catch them on a good night, they could just beat anybody.
Darius Acuff is nasty. That dude. Hey, who's your boy targeting in the player pool coming up here in about a month's time?
Got that.
Darius Acuff, buddy.
Got that one circled already.
Yeah.
Hey, if you missed any of the show tonight, when I wish Jake Janicek a safe ride home, you can do it on our radio replay page at 1620thezone.com. Our closing arguments, as always, are brought to you by Bob Williams of Williams Law. If your son or daughter is maybe at a Longhorn Steakhouse tonight and had too much to drink and finding themselves behind the wheel of a car and then facing litigation for a DUI, Williams Law is the place for you. Head over to WilliamsLawLLC.com tonight. Bob and his team will sit you and your son or daughter down, walk you through your rights, explain what you can expect from your big day in court, and get you ready to be in front of the judge tonight. Head over to WilliamsLawLLC.com. Get a free, no obligation legal consultation tonight. For the bravest man of us all, Jake Janicek and John Schroeder, I've been Jimmy Allen. Happy National Mint Chocolate Chip Day, everybody.
That's the best ice cream.
Ready to make a positive impact in a young boy's life? Join Big Brothers Big Sisters of the Midlands and become a mentor where you are matched up with a boy in the greater Omaha area. Over 50 boys are waiting for someone like you to guide and inspire them. Visit mentoromaha.org and sign up to make a difference in a boy's life. Don't wait. Make a lasting impact today.